The Yemeni mother of a dying toddler in California has been granted a waiver to travel to the US to visit her son. Officials say Shima Swilah, who currently lives in Egypt, was prevented initially from entering the US due to the Trump administration's travel ban. Her son, Abdel Hassan, was born with a brain disease that doctors say he will not survive. The government had faced mounting public pressure to allow the visit. The Department of State granted Mrs. Swilah permission to enter the US on Tuesday morning, according to the Council on American Islamic Relations (CAIR), a non-profit advocacy group representing the family. Mrs. Swilah is expected to arrive in San Francisco on Wednesday evening, local time, CAIR said, and will see her son before he is taken off life support. This is the happiest day of my life, Abdul's father, Ali Hassan,
22,
said in a CAIR statement. This will allow us to mourn with dignity. Thousands of gay mails were sent to officials, along with tweets and letters from members of Congress in support of the family, according to CAIR. We are so relieved that this mother will get to hold and kiss her son one last time, CAIR Sacramento attorney Scott Swilah said. The public outpouring of support for this family was incredible. The organization also rebuked the government for enforcing the travel ban to begin with, saying the toddler could have been receiving comfort from his mother for weeks. The administration, CAIR said, required a massive public mobilization to commit an act of humanity. The State Department had declined to comment on this specific case earlier, but said the US makes every effort to facilitate legitimate travel by international visitors. Soon after he took office, United States President Donald Trump imposed travel restrictions on mainly majority Muslim countries. The executive order went through several versions before being upheld by the United States Supreme Court this summer. It bans nationals of Iran, North Korea, Venezuela, Libya, Somalia, Syria and Yemen from entering the United States. Abdallah and his father are US citizens, but Mrs. Swilah is a citizen of Yemen. The family had moved to Cairo, Egypt in order to escape civil war in Yemen when Abdallah was 8 months old. Abdallah was diagnosed with hypomyelination, a brain disease affecting his ability to breathe. About 3 months ago, Mr. Hassan brought his son to California for treatment, when doctors in Oakland informed him Abdallah's condition was terminal. Mrs. Swilah applied for a visa to join her husband and son. The family says they received a rejection letter from the State Department, citing the United States President's travel ban, and had been fighting for a waiver ever since. A popular tourist attraction has become the latest Chinese company to show solidarity with Huawei's chief finance officer, Nan Wangsu, who was arrested in Canada on 1st December. Shannon Mountain Scenic Park in eastern Hainan province said it would waive the $9.65 yuan ticket fee for anyone carrying a Huawei phone. Ms. Nan, who was given bail in Canada, faces extradition to the US on charges of breaking Iran sanctions. Her case has upped tensions with China. Use Huawei phones, shoot grand photos on the mountain. A notice on the Shannon Park's social media account said, "We wish friends around the world who support Huawei's success and bliss." The offer would last until 29 December, the South China Morning Post reported, but it was met with some criticism among China's social media users, who claimed it was discriminatory. Huawei phone owners are being offered other enticements too. They can get a 20% discount at a border in Beijing. Seen in Beijing, bring a Huawei phone and get 20% off. Similar to this story, we covered yesterday. https t code QUXL19YPQLPIC. Twitter.com Sokolov. End of Twitter post by @LuOceanG. At least one firm has threatened to penalize anyone buying Apple products. A few days ago, Manpadi Shanshan-based LED and display manufacturer offered subsidies to any employees buying Huawei phones. It also pledged to fine anyone who bought an Apple iPhone. United States prosecutors alleged Ms. Man
46
used a Huawei subsidiary called Skycom to evade sanctions on Iran between 2009 and 2014. They also alleged she publicly misrepresented Skycom as being a separate company from Huawei, and that she deceived banks about the true relationship between the two companies. Ms. Nang, who is the daughter of Huawei's founder, has denied any wrongdoing and said she will contest the allegations. Life of Huawei is high-flying errors. The US has been investigating the Chinese telecoms giant. The world is second largest smartphone maker since 2016, believing that it used Skycom to bring United States manufacturing equipment and millions of dollars in transactions to Iran in violation of sanctions. Ms. Man's detention comes amid an increasingly acrimonious trade dispute between Washington and Beijing. China is angry at her detention, saying she has not violated any laws. Beijing has threatened severe consequences unless Canada releases the executive. Since her arrest, 2 Canadians, a former diplomat and a businessman, have been detained in China on suspicion of harming national security. United States President Donald Trump said last week that he might intervene in the United States Justice Department's case against Ms. Man if it would serve national security interests or help achieve a trade deal with China. If I think it is good for what will be certainly the largest trade deal ever made, which is a very important thing, what is good for national security, I would certainly intervene if I thought it was necessary, he told Reuters news agency. Canada reacted by urging Mr. Trump not to politicize the situation. Our extradition partners should not seek to politicize the extradition process or use it for ends other than the pursuit of justice, Foreign Minister Chrystia Freeland said. 2 Scandinavian women tourists have been found dead in Morocco with cords to their necks, the country's interior ministry said. Both bodies were found near the town of Inro, in the high Atlas mountain range, near the foot of North Africa's highest peak, Mount Abco. The women, from Denmark and Norway respectively, have not yet been named. A police investigation has been launched into their deaths, the Interior Ministry statement said. A popular tourist attraction has become the latest Chinese company to show solidarity with Huawei, its chief finance officer, Nan Wangsu, who was arrested in Canada on 1 December. Shannon Mountain Scenic Park in eastern Henan Province said it would waive the
$9 40
yuan ticket fee for anyone carrying a Huawei phone. Ms. Nan, who was given bail in Canada, faces extradition to the United States on charges of breaking Iran sanctions. Her case has upped tensions with China. Use Huawei phones. Shoot grand photos on the mountain. A notice on the Shannon Park, its social media account said, "We wish friends around the world who support Huawei's success and bliss." The offer would last until 29 December. The South China Morning Post reported that it was met with some criticism among China's social media users, who claimed it was discriminatory. Huawei phone owners are being offered other enticements too. Can get a
20%
discount at a bar in Beijing, seen in Beijing. Bring a Huawei phone and get
20%
off. Similar to this story we covered yesterday. https code QUXL19YPQLPIC. Twitter, Komsokarlov. End of Twitter post by @Luoshanti. At least one firm has threatened to penalize anyone buying Apple products. A few days ago, Manpati Shanshan-based LED and display manufacturer offered subsidies to any employees buying Huawei phones. It also pledged to fine anyone who bought an Apple iPhone. United States prosecutors alleged Ms. Man
46
used an Huawei subsidiary called Skycom to evade sanctions on Iran between 2009 and 2014. They also alleged she publicly misrepresented Skycom as being a separate company from Huawei, and that she deceived banks about the true relationship between the two companies. Ms. Nang, who is the daughter of Huawei's founder, has denied any wrongdoing and said she will contest the allegations.